know, because I keep my mind on the current patch we're playing on just so I don't mix things, you know, across, but how do they change it?
Well, here we go. Picks and bans are about to get underway. It is more about single targets, that's why.
Okay,
and the ganks are going to come out thick and fast now because it allows for it. This is the discussion with Snoopy, by the way. This is not my opinion, so don't listen to what the hell I say. Evelyn, Kha'Zix, and Jace have been banned out. Nunu, Twisted Fate. Lissandra is available. Will they use it as their final ban, or will it get through? Gambit are on the last decision. And there's discussions about it. It is going to be Thresh. That means Lissandra is available. Will they use it as a first pick, though? I would doubt it. I think they're going to let it through and say, Gambit, do you want to use it? I think with Nunu banned out, it does mean that Shen is available. And, of course, Kurt will take that.
Yeah, they gave him the whole, you're going to choose Shen or you're going to choose Lissandra here. So maybe Gambit would actually pick him up because Darren, the very strong Shen player, has been playing it quite a bit, played it last week.
I was just about to say Darren played Lissandra last week as well.
Oh yeah, he did. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry, but yeah, him and Soaz both played it in their own solo laners, so maybe they are going to lock this one in. And you would think if Pharrell and Lord's been playing Lissandra this much, has been playing so well, that he knows exactly what to play against her.
Well, he had Orianna before as well, remember, and still managed to land about 4-man shockwaves. Those 3,000 elo shockwaves, they're scary things. It looks like Dark has been talked into pulling Sona out, though. I don't know whether it supports like playing Sona or not, but nevertheless,
she's just so strong.
See Gambit. She is so strong. That crescendo is just wow. Look at that. Boom. Instant.
Do it. Do it. Do it. One time, I swear, they're gonna lock on Teemo.
Oh, that's gonna be Kratos,
yeah.
I was thinking Jungle Ez, Aaron is gonna come up.
He was one of the first people to do it.
No, not gonna happen.
But one time I hope that they're gonna hover over Teemo and then accidentally click lock in, and then they're like,
oh.
And then they'll win the game.
Can we remake? No, no, you can't.
Oh no, my computer just crashed. Alt F4.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think that will be definitely Cretan on Ezreal, and so far, I'm a little surprised that they actually decided to pick their AD carry over their support first, since they already know exactly what Gambit's using for support, but it looks like they don't want to let Genja possibly pick Ezreal up, which we have seen him play, I believe it was a total of once.
Yeah, and he went for Varus 4 times, so chances are he's probably going to pick Varus right here.
And that makes me think, depending on the support that...
That's the jungler then, which... Shinzao.
It makes me think that, depending if they do go for Varus, will alternate go for a lane swap. Do they want Cretan and Jerry to go up against that Sona Varus lane, which has so much poke? Obviously, assuming they do go with Varus, but Genja, going back to his roots.
Going back old school into Moscow 5 days. In fact, it was before that.
Yeah. That's how he climbed solo queue, was it revive, teleport Ashe or something like that?
I've gone a blank. I've drawn a blank. I can't remember the damn name of the team. What were they? Empire. They did an Empire. God, I was just like...
It's the heat, don't worry.
I was confused. I was just like, how did I forget this?
I think that's going to be a GIF right there in your mouth, just...
Yeah.
But anyways, we do have Nami being locked in, and we do have Hecarim. So Arne, going to go back to that horse. It was quite amazing, as we saw during DreamHack. And then the Nami, which I'm still not 100% like convinced of.
I am. Every time I've seen Nami, he's done fantastically well. Just did fantastically well in the last game as well.
NIP Fnatic, that's like what I look at.
Well... NIP are not playing the best right now.
That is true. They are not the best right now.
That's the cleanest way I can say that Deficio didn't do too good on Nami.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean...
Pretty sure we're not going to get Warwick, by the way.
One thing they do have, though, that actually fits really well with Nami is the whole Ashe initiate. She has the best initiate in the game, hands down. So if she does get an arrow off, the Nami wave, not to mention the Aqua Prison, can completely get you out of that. So you're not too worried in the end from it. But Darker, he's still hovering over that Warwick. Okay, that seems a little bit better.
Karthus, okay. This will be the mid lane, of course. It will put Lissandra up against Kerp. Or will it? Will they go for the lane swap? The lane of Ezreal and Nami is pretty strong.
Wow.
Switching
that means Alex is going to be on Lissandra.
Indeed, it does mean Alex will be on Lissandra now. Now I'm excited. I was excited before. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to change. I don't think they're going to switch around anymore. We also have Aaron, the jungle man that's really been pouring himself about lately. We'll see how those ganks works. Diamond Prox, of course, playing Shinzao out, is not really a counter to anything they have there. I'm going to see him going in and Shadow Dash is going straight across him.
One thing that I'm worried about is the BDS. You and Trevor got the ball delivery system. I shortened it to BDS where it's easier to say for me. The whole BDS for them. So they have Shen to potentially do it. have the horse, which you cannot stop. Like, he will ult into you, and the ball's going to get there no matter what. So it depends on how well he's going to place the ball down, but that is a strong combo to go up against. Hecarim can do a lot of damage. Shen can do some pretty decent damage, but how do you stop that? The Xin doesn't really counter that in terms of you're not a team that wants to fight in AoE, like a Kennen kind of thing.
Absolutely. We can see the crowd there. Pretty sure I know what they're cheering for. Don't think, unfortunately, it's for alternate. Pretty sure Gambit are definitely going to be the house favorites here.
I feel bad for the one guy in the audience right now that's cheering for alternate. Surrounded by Gambit members, or Gambit fans.
The one and only manager that's in there. He'll be the only guy with an alternate shirt, and they'll all be staring at him.
Out of all the previous teams.
Well, can they be the one and only team to have that perfect score so far? Of course, we saw Cloud9 going up against Counterlogic Gaming last night, and they did take their first defeat, went 5-1. It does also mean that, well, alternate, actually, I tell a lie, I don't know what they went in the end, but it went 5-1 at the time. More importantly, it's alternate. Can they go 6-0? Or what are you looking at? Something's quizzically caught you
that
on Gambit
really
here.
threw me off. Darien has 8% armor pen and 8 flat magic pen.
Okay.
He's Elise.
I know.
That's really confusing me right now.
Why, maybe, I wonder if he's picked his wrong runes.
It's happened before. It really has. I mean, we've had people
you've had
not
pick runes as well.
But I mean, it's even happened in EULCS before, but that seriously really worries me, is that unless he's going like AD Elise, which has never happened before in LCS. Oh man, that horse. Oh, that's like a horse, that's a fish.
J-Ree, the fish.
You know, one thing I'm really interested to see is how well Alex does on the Sandra, because he plays these like assassin-heavy AP middles, in my opinion, or just assassin-heavy middles overall with, you know, Kha'Zix, with Zed, and the Sandra, you know, once he picked up the Yi, I said it really wasn't up his alley, but the Sandra is totally up his alley, and I want to see how well he's going to pull something off. But as you said before, there's no invades coming out, and we do have lane swaps coming. So we're gonna have, it looks like, yes. So we're gonna have Genja and Darker in the top lane, and we're going to have Jerry and Cretan down at the bottom.
They want to pin out Kerp.
I think it's the first one actually, because because you're on the blue side, so you have the double gold advantage. This is still 3.7 to keep in mind, guys. We are not on 3.8 like North America is, but they don't want to go up against an Ezreal Nami lane where Ashe will... Well, Ashe doesn't win that, let's just say. She doesn't really win any lanes 2v2 anymore, so she's going to force him into a 1v2.
Well, we'll see how it works out. Ignite being used on crates on there. Darien wants to get that straight down. So simply just to get the ability power on him. I'm not too sure. We're just scare him out there.
That's also weird. That makes me think he definitely has wrong runes, considering he only has 5 AP now because of the Ignite Mastery. So that really worried me, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, if anyone's to make something like this work, it's definitely him.
Well, we'll see about that. Of course, he did start off with the flask, so he was going to be chugging down their pots. They knew exactly what they were up against. And we do see Aaron Air taking down that blue buff. He's now double buffed up. We'll see whether he goes towards the top. I think there's really any ganks on there. It may simply be a case of just a off this wave. Aaron Air is still lingering, but I don't really think there's anything to go for. The mid lane's probably where the action's about to happen.
Yeah, that's just weird considering they have a ward covering that spot anyways, and they know exactly where Diamond is, but it looks like Aaron Air will back away in the end. Kerp luckily going to be able to pick up all this experience, and we do have actually engaged on the middle.
They are going to come around there. He's going to try and dive. There's Gambit that got first blood.
And I have to point this out. Alternate, wow, as you hear the crowd from back here, Alternate has only lost out of the entirety of all 5 games one first objective, and that was against Mitri Makers with first turret. Now they lost first blood against Gambit here for the first time in their LCS.
You're looking at me quizzical. I know these things.
Okay. I just trying to remember back to my notes.
You're
if it's
trying to
true.
think back to your own little database, aren't you? That's what you're trying to do. Don't question me on this. Trust me.
Never question.
Just trust me. Darker, though, getting the poke onto Kurt and forcing him away from this one. Aranea was trying to pick up anything he could from that. The Wraiths was all he could go for. He's going to have to go back to buy. Spirit Stone already been picked up by Diamond. Well, I guess Aranea is probably going to do the same. Standard path between them. There it is, of course, picked it up. So, we did see an interesting pick-up last time with the Spirit Stone. Well, actually, double Doran's Blade been picked up by Alex Ich. Doran's Ring, Doran's Blade. Now, that would be interesting.
80 Lissandra. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Lissandra is with her passive, it's after a certain amount of time, you will have a free cast, free spell cast. So as long as you're last hitting, as long as you build that little bit of extra health, considering you have to get in their face since you're a medium range caster, it helps you out. Dive.
This is absolutely, and you can see he's going to go now. Aranea puts that ward down. Is it going to be too little too late though? 3 talent strike on him. He can't quite get the second hit. The audacious charge was already used, and he just trots off laughing. He may have been laughing. I wasn't. I was just, you know, quoting on that one. I didn't see it. I can't see a big grin. He's just in the distance on that screen in the corner there. But they always come back. What on earth are you doing, Aranea?
Well, he thinks he's amazing because he's a horse, but I mean, still in the meantime, Gambit was able to deny at least a full wave over to Alternate. Looks like they're going to take the turret here, so not going to deny anything else.
He's coming back again. He's going to go Wolves instead. Kerp is going to come in just at the end as Genja takes down that first turret. So, now, with that turret down, you're going to have a stat for me, aren't you?
Oh, well, just that. No, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I had to look over my notebook. So Gambit actually, on average, including Spring LCS, got first turret at 10 minutes and 57 seconds. That's why I looked at you like a little weird, because it's relatively late to take a first turret. But well, this is the first team to ever take first turret and first blood against Alternate.
Thank you. There we go. That's the one I was waiting for. I knew you had the stat in you somewhere. I didn't want to steal your thunder or anything. So the Mountain Gold is, of course, 1.4k to Gambit. That was first blood and first turret already picked up. Diamond Prox being the initiator on both of those so far. Alex is getting that farm going in that mid lane. And look at the difference. 53 CS to 38. Build Water Cut is just being picked up by Creaton. That's his first item, so he's going Blade of the Rune King, first item on Ezreal. We'll see how that works out for him. Genji, meanwhile, has rotated round along with Darker, and now they're going in towards the bottom lane, and now pushing on towards the Dragon, while Alex takes down the blue. This is pretty ballsy play from Gambit.
Yeah, they're going to have to back away from this, definitely. It's already down to half health here, but as you see, it is healing up already, and the rest of the members of Gambit are there, though. Kerp is level 6, so he could come down for this fight. However, right now, Cretan and Jayri are not there.
Well, we'll see whether Aranea can get in. That volley shot keeps going off. This time, Genji is going to be using it. The ball delivery system's available. They're not going to go for it, though. Dragon picked up by Gambit and secured as they force everyone away.
And if you look at what Gambit's doing right now to Alternate, it's something no team's ever done. It's met their aggression level and surpassed it even further, and that is Gambit. They're just so aggressive overall, but they've managed to make it even more aggressive? I can't think of what I'm looking for.
Well, actually, you know, it's funny you should mention that, because that was exactly how we talked about how you had to be Gambit all those months ago when they first broke into the scene. In fact, 2 years ago now, effectively, it was you had to match them for aggression, and it was very hard because they're a team that was just so good at it. As it stands, though, Tear of the Goddess, Blue Ash coming out here for Genja, and now Creaton's actually going to aggressive on Darker. One more shot will do it. He flashes away, but that's going to be the flash for Creaton. Use the barrier as well, picks up the kill.
Oh, Darker, he went back in because he wanted to ignite Cretan just to scare him away and just for Genja to possibly be able to pick up that kill, and then he does go down. He gives over first death to Alternate, first kill for Alternate, and Brown Lord going low.
Brown Lord's going to go low here, but you can see the ball delivery. Is it going to come in? The shockwave wasn't enough. Kerp had to simply use Stand United to protect Pharrell Lord and force him away. It does mean Pharrell Lord will pick up that blue buff, but aggression from Alex Ich all across the map. Gambit really trying to push it to Alternate.
And I'm looking back at this tier right now that just keeps stacking on the scoreboard for Genja, and I'm out of lots of words, to be honest. I mean, we haven't seen blue build on any other champions just yet.
I do know about Blue Ash, though.
You do know about Blue Ash?
I do know about Blue Ash from internal of Riot, because they have been saying Blue Ash is strong, so I
Can you enlighten us?
No, I'm not going to enlighten you, because I don't really know the great deal about it. I just know that it's definitely a legit build. So we'll see how well it works. Certainly, Genja, he's one of the people, he was using Triple Dawn's Blade, didn't quite work out for him last week, but we'll see how Blue Ash works.
The thing is, like, how do you get past a volley, like volley spam out of an Ashe? So you have the mana to obviously work for it. If you go for some cooldown reduction with the Iceborne Gauntlets, which you don't necessarily need since you has a slow, but...
Exactly, that is the point. It's similar to Blue Ezreal, but you don't need the gauntlets. Saves an item, you get more damage in it.
Do you go for a CDR item still, though, to volley spam, or do you just depend on your amount of mana?
Well, we'll see exactly how Genji wants to build it, because he's the pro gamer and not me.
True.
Simply put, we are going to see a potential gank in this top lane. Kerp does actually use the Shadow Dash across there, and you can see the Audacious Charge comes out. Diamond is going to dive towards this one. There's no turret, remember. Darian's going to dive in, 6 that bangs in, and that's another kill for Gambit.
And that honestly confuses me that Kerp was that far out. And no offense to Darian, but that's typically what we see him do, just push out with no words. But now Darker getting very low in the bottom lane.
And there's going to be the Aqua Prison. That will be the end of Darker. Is he going to be able to turn this one back around? The exhaust goes on towards Genja. And, well, I think J-Re wanted another kill there.
That was actually a perfect exhaust out of him, because Genja could have picked up the kill on a Cretan, I'm pretty sure. If he just would have chased him down, he could have sustained against the damage of J-Re. So great job by them. And now we're all tied up 2-2 here. And you look at Gambit, they have such a huge goal lead already because of that dragon, because of the first blood, and also because they're farming quite well.
And the big difference here is the fact that Diamond and Darian are beating out that top lane. Kerp's normally Mr. Dependent in that top lane. It's actually forcing the rest of Alternate to come across and counter, because normally it's Aaron here. He's dashing around the map, speeding around, which is why he's got this horse, so he can get in and create those kills early on. Instead, he's having to play defensive, and look at the damage coming out from Alex Ich there. Just one combo on towards him, nearly dropped half his hit points.
You said, look at the damage. I looked at his items, I'm like, what? Because he only has the Negatron cloak right now, and 2 Doran's rings and the sword boots, but yeah, so much damage coming out of him, and he's only going to get stronger as the game goes on here. And the problem is that if Alex does go into the back line, does lock down Pharrell Nord, which to me is the person they're gonna go for, and you have Diamond go in as well and separate them with his ultimate, they can kill Pharrell Nord before he's able to do anything, before anyone's able to save him.
Well, we've just seen a very strong elite from Soaz earlier on, and Darian looking to match that. We are going to see a potential gank coming in here as you see the horse coming charging through, and that was a great escape there. Is it going to be enough though? The fear goes off, but he's not really got anyone with him. Kerp is not close enough, and in comes Diamond Prox. They're going to try and turn this one around. Darian comes back in there. True Shot Barrage rattles past from Creaton, and that forces everyone to back away.
I am so confused right now at Gambit's playstyle, because this is, if I'm not mistaken, this has never really happened in terms of Diamond always countering stuff that comes over at Darian. But we do see Pharrell getting low again.
Again, they dive on towards it, but he manages to pull the shockwave off, gets the defensive ball. There comes Kerp. Last stand is enough for him. Can he get on towards Alex Ich? They're split targets. They don't really know where to go here. It is going to be Alex Ich going towards, but they turn it back around. Kerp gets the kill. Now it's a one-on-one. Top laner versus jungle. Darker is going to come in, though. He's going to have to try and avoid them.
He doesn't have mana.
He's got to Shadow Dash away. Can he get in towards it? Aaron there is going to come in. He's going to protect them, force them away. Little poke from Darker there. Tries to slow him down, but Kerp does manage to escape. Both mid laners go down.
It seems like Diamond's playing on another level right now. I was trying to mention earlier that usually Darian's the one that overextends. He gets caught, and Gambit makes plays off of that. They take a turret, they take a dragon, they take whatever they try or whatever they can. But right now, he's like, yeah, I know you're gonna go for Darian. I'm gonna be there waiting and turn it around on you every time, or at least create kills for that. And it's working out so well. Cretan's engaging a little bit onto Genja. And Genja, he does actually, in terms of his items, he does have a BF sword now. And that bottom turret will go down for Alternate. Good job of trying to deny as many minions as possible.
Yeah, trying to keep down as many minions, keep them away from Genja, which is why Creaton wasn't finishing off that turret. Diamond, though, is starting to look towards, coming down towards his bottom lane. Genja and Dark are also there, so if Creaton continues to push, Blue Buff's going to get started off. Are they actually going to go for this one? Are they going to give it Alex Ich, or are they going to give it Genja, which I feel they may be doing here? No, it is going to be Alex Ich's. They're going to have to stick around for this one. Diamond's going to have to start running around in a couple of circles like, Alex, come on, man, come and get this blue buff.
And speaking of sticking around, they need to push that top or bottom wave out really quickly, because Dragon's coming up in about 10 seconds here if they want to go for that before anyone else has a chance. In the meantime, though, Kerp's actually ditched top lane, it looks like, and he might be heading down to middle to go for an aggressive push here, or at least prepare for Dragon.
Yeah, they're definitely getting in position. Dragon is up, like you mentioned. And we do also see Kerp actually there, dodging back and forward. And they pinged it. This is going to be a 5-man fight. Who is likely to come out on top?
I have to give that over to Gambit, to be honest. I mean, because of the control they have in these fights, they should be able to lock someone down and blow them up before there's anything they can do about it. Because of that Ash Arrow initiate followed up by Alex. But Alex is missing his ultimate as it just comes up. And we might see that engage happen.
They may well see him. Can they get on towards there? It's all about the shockwave, all about them. Cocoons being poked from the side there. And don't forget that crescendo. The way that Alternate are grouped up right now. I would not be surprised to see Darko flashing in, trying to get that crescendo down. J-Ree getting caught up, a little bit of poke there. It's actually Darian he went to. He's repelled in, and now he's got J-Ree right in front of him. Kraton's actually been caught by the crescendo. We'd see Aaron Air getting the fear on towards him. Darko taken down very low. Kraton Trope going to keep the poke. He's just off to the side. He takes down one, takes down two with the tree shot barrage. Kraton gets dived on. He finally goes down. It's Alex H that picks up the kill, but Ferello, he's still got all the hit points, tries to get in. Alex H taking low. J-Ree, finish him off, man. He doesn't scope for instead. And now Ferello's backing away. Genja manages to get the shot across. Comes in there. Is it going to be enough? Ferello's going to chase on. He's got the slowdown. Gets another ball down. He's got no mana. He can't go for it. He turns it back around, but Alex H comes in and finishes off. Wow, incredibly close. I know it went down, and that was a 3-4-2, I believe, overall. Nobody picked the Dragon up either. I think we're going to get a repeat performance in a minute.
Wow, that fight was just so intense. It lasted so long as well, and just such great micro out of both teams right there. Genja sitting inside that blue cove, just attacking as much as possible so he doesn't get engaged upon, and that whole fight started with Darren engaging onto J-Ree. He landed Cocoon, he followed up with some damage, and Cretan popped right into his face. And of course, Arnea followed up with some great protection of him. It wasn't enough to save him, but either way, 4-1 right now on Ezreal. He's still going towards that blue build, and Genja hasn't completed an item just yet, but it looks like he might be going for a Bloodthirster, which, honestly, it would be a little unique on Ashe, but it would definitely work out.
Alex is spotted out there, and again, as I mentioned, we're going to have this dance once again. And that was a very close dance. Kraton actually was the one that got caught. Genja's arrow is available in just a couple of seconds. That may be the initiator. Remember, crescendo is not up, though. So I think Gambit want to hold this one off for a little while.
And it's getting so tense right now because you know both teams, like, they don't want to let this Dragon go for free. They want to make something happen. J-Ree's, he's putting down pink wards. He's trying to gain vision here. In the meantime, Alternate just in turn just go middle. They're like, forget Dragon, we're just going to push your middle and force you to come to us.
They're going to try and take some damage on towards that turret, and it was enough. You saw the Hawkshot come across there. Diamond Prox is leading the charge. Is it going to be enough, though? No, that ball control again. Just keeping the position, keeping them at bay. Kerper's actually backed off a little bit here. He's simply just going around the bush, and it does look like Alternate have turned the Dragon dance into a tower push.
And what's really different about Gambit right now is the fact that Genja's not off by himself farming. He used to do that all the time.
He is now.
And he was never there. Just as I mentioned that.
Because...
But he never used to do that. He would always be farming bottom lane and let the rest of his team deal with the fights. But it looks like he will be interacting a little bit more now. It looks like Dragon is backed off by both teams. And Alternate, they're not going to be able to get this middle turret here, so they're going to back away as well. But Alternate, they finally have positioning on Dragon. They haven't had it just yet, so they might be able to make a play off this. Yeah,
they just pinged on towards Genja saying, look, he's down here. We're in a 4v1 situation right now. All he can do is simply arrow from downtown. No enchanted arrow. Instead, he now
it might
got to be careful. Alex is just simply just going to try and protect him and keep him away here. And actually, Genja started off the Dragon.
There's no vision right now for Alternate, so they're going to have to run by the side to actually check it. Actually, they do have a ward in that bush, but still, Gambit, they got to be careful here. We have all ultimates coming up very shortly. Actually, all ultimates are available, as Alex, he wanted to make something happen. Crescendo is available right now, and this could be another major team fight.
And this is all Gambit needed. They just needed to delay for that Crescendo to be available. Ball on towards Arena's head. We'll see it's used to deliver in there. They are keeping away from range here. The Dragon's still up. You're going to see Arena going in. He gets the smite down. Is it going to be enough? Will he try and escape from this one? There's going to be a Stand United coming out. Now they're going aggressive. Darker gets caught, and the shockwave pulls in three of them. Can they turn it on the head? Gambit's still going aggressive. He's on to Kratos. Kratos taken very low. Gets popped straight down. Manages to get away from that. Arcane shifted into the pit. He is going to get taken down by Darian. Darian now targeting there. Diamond Prox goes on towards Kerp. Kerp trying to shadow dash across. Has to flash in there, but Darian continues to sink the fangs down. Ferello is with him. Has he got the defensive ball down? Have they got enough on towards Darian? He just needs to stun him. Yes, he does. And Ferello picks up the kill. It's a 3 for 3. And the Dragon, more importantly, went to Alternate.
A 3 for 3, and that was the most micro-intensive fight I have seen just yet. You saw Arne, he got into the back without the ball, which was the key point. He got into that Dragon. He was able to smite sealed away. And then you just saw that 4-man, 3,000 elo shockwave come in that completely caught Gambit off guard. But you saw the focus off Alternate. It wasn't on the right targets. Alex Itch went down, but Genja wasn't touched. He was allowed to just do free damage the entire time, was able to pick up a kill as well, as he's now 2-1-4. And Dragon, I mean, it's finally taken, so we're going to get a breather. We're not going to see Dragon action for another 6 minutes. But wow, these teams are butting heads like it's like there's no tomorrow.
They're absolutely going for it. Bloodthirster being completed. More importantly, we saw Alex go in for Kratos. They know that he's the target they want. They wanted to try and pop him down, but he arcane shifted back into the pit. It was just like, damn, he's gone. can't keep up with that sneaky little bugger. But instead, he does manage to go down. We do see Alex H. He's going to pick up this blue buff. And I'm wondering what is going to be the next focus target.
What I want to point out is that actually Genja landed an arrow onto Cretan, but it looked like there's a little bit of mistiming. Alex wasn't able to follow up right away. But with that blue buff picked up, we have an Abyssal Scepter now picked up on Alex. So he's going to be relatively tanky here against the damage on Pharrell Lord. But looking at it, I don't know if Pharrell Lord is necessarily the target he has to be worried about, because he's going to be the one ahead of his team, while Pharrell Lord sends the ball into the back line to group up everyone else. So he pretty much has Alex by himself. I talked about that actually in DreamHack, where if you can separate Lysandra from the rest of her team, you could kill her before she was able to do any other major damage. In the meantime, alternate tied 9-9 right now, down only 600 gold. They're going for this middle turret.
Yeah, they're going to push in towards it. They're going to get a good couple of hits in there. It's actually Aaron Air they're going to focus on. Alex H is going to follow it this through, and they're going to use the ultimate. Aaron Air will go down, but the shockwave comes back out. Alex H gets caught out in that one. There goes the wave. Finally, Aaron Air goes down. Diamond Prox getting taken down very low. He's actually pinned off here. Pharrell does manage to pop that ball, but look at Genja. He's been plonking away on Kerp all the time, and now Darian goes in, lands the cocoon on Pharrell. There's going to be the crescendo. It hits 3 members, and alternate all taken very low from this one, but Pharrell not done and dusted. Yeah, Alex H comes in. The tower gets on towards him. Diamond Prox dives in towards it. Kerp very low as well. We did see Kraton going down. The hawk shot comes off from Genja. Has he got it in him to try and chase this one down? It doesn't matter, because Gambit are going to take the tower.
And that dive in by Alex, it gave them 2 more kills. Yes, he died, but in the end, they were able to pick those up, and you just hear the crowd. They're loving this, and you know Gambit is loving it, having the crowd behind them. They're going to go for another turret here, and they're going to pick this up.
21 minutes gone. It's 22 kills, and the gold lead just started to stretch. Gambit now, it was just 1,000 between them, but quickly, just like that, 2 towers down, they managed to get a 3,000 gold lead, and they are 3-1 up in turrets now. There's a big wave on that bottom lane, and we're going to see Genja probably disappearing straight towards there. Let's start looking through the items, Jason. What are we going to start seeing developing here, apart from the home guard boots on Alex is charging for that bottom wave?
Home guard boots. No, so we're going to see Kerp. He has a Sunfire Cape coming up really soon. It's going to give him that extra bit of health, that extra bit of tankiness. But the thing is, I don't know, to me, it's not that what's killing him. It's not the attack damage just yet, obviously. It's the magic damage that's coming out, which RNA is already responding to perfectly with his Runic Bulwark, only 400 gold away from being completed. We look on to Pharrell Lord. He has his Athene's and Holy Grail. He's going for an Abyssal Scepter as well, because he knows he's susceptible to the damage that Gambit's putting out. You look over at Cretan. He doesn't build a tier on his blue build Ezreal, which is like blue-purple, which I don't know what color that makes, if any. But he built it a little bit differently. But he has the Blade, the Ring King for that extra snap lifesteal that you need when Alex H goes in, and then he can potentially get away as well. And over on the other side, I mean, we have a Nisi Large Rod picked up for Alex. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to go into just yet. It could go for a DFG if he wants to try to burst Cretan down. It could go for a Zonia's, so it gives him that extra escape, since he's been pretty much taken out of the fight right away in every single team fight. But we do have the Mira Mana completed now on Genja. This is going to be really interesting. You said the numbers are really high on blue build Ashe. I want to see if that's actually true. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be true if it's numbers, but I want to see it in action.
We'll see how it works out. Kerp at the moment, though, he's not been able to split push ever so far, because A, he kind of lost out the lane to Darian, and B, the fights are just happening too quick. He's not even got that Sunfire Cape yet. He's not really built any items. He's just trying his best to get some farm, and he's only at 90 CS, 22 minutes in.
Actually, it's a relatively low CS game just for everyone, minus Alex, who's at 172. I mean, usually around this 22-minute mark, you see about 180, 200, maybe even 220, maybe 240 if you're frogging, or no, 300 if you're frogging. But they're having a tough time because it's all about team fights. It's not about farming up. It's not about letting you get to a point where you're comfortable with your items to win a team fight straight out. It's about calculating everything perfectly and outplaying each other. And by not letting Kerp split push, which is honestly a very valid point, it's because Gambit, yeah, they're just forcing these fights over and over, as we do see he's going to catch J-Ree here.
He's going to go for J-Ree, and we're going to see Alex H is going to come in as well. He's going to dive in towards her, finds himself a Pharrell. He's in a little bit of deep trouble here. They're going to turn in. RNA tries to go in. The shockwave comes out. He popped his ultimate to counter that one. Stand United comes out. True Shot Barrage rattles across. Alex is taken very, very low. Is that crescendo enough? No, it isn't. J-Ree's also getting taken down. Puts the defensive ball on him. Pharrell's going to get taken by the Ignite. Diamond in comes on towards him, but look at Kraton. He comes in the backside, takes down one. Can he come across? He's going to come back in towards it. He doesn't want to get involved in this fight. The cocoon on Kerp is going to be enough to take him down. Kraton just has to run away from this one. The volley shot comes out, and that's going to be Darian diving in towards Kraton. And that was a 3-for-2 fight and a net gain. The aggression from Gambit is proving vital in their success.
And look what Alex did yet again. First one in, first one dead, but he gave his team a 3-for-2 team fight right there. So well played. He's going to be able to pick up an item relatively soon. soon. It looks like Dragon is available right now. But wow, did you see the damage Genja was putting out with that Mirror Mana? It was ridiculous.
Are you impressed yet?
I feel bad for people playing solo queue tomorrow, but yeah, I'm impressed.
Solo queue tonight, I think, is where it's going to start happening. This is the final game of the night, remember, and blue buff is going to get starting off. That's going to be given across to Alexic, I assume. Or will Genja just take it for himself? He'll be like, nope, I'm having it. It's me. I need it for my Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and therefore I am now the key man of the team.
Yeah, it's very smart, because you know he's going to keep volley spamming. It's like a poke comp minus not really a poke comp where he can just harass you with volley over and over and over. Look at this game, which is honestly, it's been action-packed this entire time. One of the few games in LCS where we have more kills than minutes have gone by. But I think, honestly, we might have a little bit of a lull here. Just a little bit of some farming time, a little bit of time for people to complete some items and really get in here. But wow, I mean, it's in favor of Gambit pretty heavily right now. 5,000 gold, 25 minutes in. But in comparison of compositions and what can really happen, I think Alternate definitely in this. There's no way they're out at all. They're already 5-0, but they haven't been able to get a team fight that they've wanted, if you know what I mean. Like, they haven't really set up the entire team fight that they wanted to in the correct order. They haven't gotten their combo off. As we do see Arna going in on Darker here.
Shockwave used, but really only onto support. And honestly, there wasn't a great deal to follow that up. That was an ulti wasted.
Yeah, exactly. That was a huge mistake. That might be the key for Gambit to say, hey, you know, that's down. We could probably engage on you right now. But luckily at Friendlord, he does have his 40% CDR, as you can see on his ultimate icon. It's already almost halfway up again. It looks like Alex going to push bottom right now. Again, just following from the side. He was not spotted by a ward here. They might be able to pick up a kill on Cretan.
They're going to have to land that arrow, and that's what Genja's doing. Look, he's waiting for his time. Stays hidden out of this one. They might be able to go in. There's going to be the ultimate Kratos, followed by the arrow. Just gets stuns up. Does manage to flash away from it, though. Does avoid the damage, but that's two ultis used there, and Kratos only used the flash.
And I think that was a little bit of mistiming on just the amount of CC they had, because they could have locked it down with obviously the I believe it's the E. No, it's the W out of Lissandra. But still, in the end, I mean, you blew the flash out of Cretan, which is huge for Gambit. Honestly, I think that's probably worth it for them, to considering how quick, you know, the ultimates are going for Gambit. Getting that flash down, that 5-minute cooldown, which has been allowing Cretan to kite away and pretty much prevent himself from dying right away in these fights, is now gone. And that's like Gambit saying, hey, we'll take that. We're going to fight you again very soon. Whoa. And we're going to try to kill you.
He's dead. Oh, no. He dead. I don't know where he's going to go. Friendlord, actually, Kerper's managed to stop. So they're going to continue pushing this one. The rest of the team, Alternate, are starting to follow up. They're going to try and react to it. They may be pushing to their death. Where are they going to go? The rest of Alternate are going to try and close in the gap. And they are pushing in towards the base. Now they're going to see the ward goes down. They may be able to cover off themselves an escape route here.
But look how it's split up, though.
Aranea, yeah, it is going to be very well split. It's a case of how they deal with this. Oh, they've gone on towards Genja. They've caught Genja out here. Can they get the Shadow Dash? The Shockwave pulls him in. If they can take him down, that would be vital. The Ignite comes down. There's the barrier. Alex is going to try and come in and finish us off. The Crescendo goes in there. And now we're going to see he tries to use the ultimate. Friendlord now caught out. Everybody else is split. They need to get Kratos in there. Finally, he's going to join the fight. He's going to Alex, but Alex just turns around, pulls the ultimate down on Kratos' head. Kratos in all sorts of trouble. He gets Alex down, but that's the damage gone. There's no more damage allowed. Genja's going to try and take him down. Aranea does pick up the kill. Friendlord still getting out of the back of this one. It's a 3-for-2 in favor of Genja. And technically it is in favor of Genja. It's Gambit the Scarlet managed to pick it up. They're going to try and repel towards Friendlord. He's going to be able to escape. Oh, flashes out of the cocoon just in the right time. But that was all play created from Alternate simply being out of position, and Gambit with the wards noticing it.
That was also Genja just being a boss. Just like, yeah, taunt me. I'm going to survive you with my lifesteal, with Darker healing me on Sona and my barrier. It was just fantastic play of them. They come out ahead in that entire fight. But Demon, there's something we haven't actually focused on just yet. Look at Diamondprox's score, 7-0-7 in every one of these fights. He hasn't been focused, and he's been cleaning up kills left and right.
More importantly, the KDA is going south of Kraton. He's 6-4-6 right now.
Is that the most deaths he's had in the entirety of LCS?
I think that maybe all of them added up together so far. But he's definitely been the focus target for Gambit. No doubt about it, his Ezreal is very strong. But you talked about it, Blue Ezreal, if he starts to fall behind, and with 6 kills, he's still up there, 6-4-6. You've got to wonder, how far behind is he on Genja now? But Genja's not really been playing to fight him. It's been Alex that's been on him every time.
It's been Alex and Darian, to be honest, because, sorry, not Darian, Diamond, because he's just jumping in right for him. And just, it's pretty much, he doesn't have enough escapes to get away from every single CC that Gambit has. That's the problem he's running into. I mean, obviously the flash is still down for a while, but there's just so many ways of locking him down, and there's not enough protection on his team to save it. The Nami isn't saving him. because Gambit isn't grouping up for an Aqua Prison. They're getting hit by the, the Nami ultimate, but it's not that bad for them.
Yeah, it's not working out. Gambit doing a great job at disengaging away from the main ultimates and then getting straight back in again. Kerp was actually pinging on towards Diamond. They wanted to try and focus on towards him. They couldn't. And I mentioned it earlier on. Kerp, he's not been able to get his split push going. That's what's created all that fight. He's trying desperately to get across the side, trying desperately to get farm going. But every step of the way, Darian's keeping up with him. And more importantly, has died less, got the items now, and he's starting to become a real problem. And Kerp, he's trying to be that tanky man that goes in, dives onto Genja, and as you just saw in that last fight, hasn't really got anything to deal with him yet.
Yeah, that's the really unfortunate part, and it all goes back to like something I think I said actually last weekend was I asked teams like, why do you let Shen through? Like, you know how strong he is, you know how much of a nuisance he is, and they always say, because you know exactly what he's going to do. Like, you know how he's going to play it. There's nothing really wild cardy about him, and you can kind of counter that. And Gambit is showing exactly how. Just by constantly fighting, having, the low cooldowns, well, Lissandra has low cooldowns, period, but having, blue buff consistent on Genja, so he has multiple arrows up. With Darker, who has a little bit of CDR, not to mention with his lockup on Solari, like, they're forcing these fights left and right, and they're not allowing Kerp the time to split push in terms of his ultimate will never be up in time.
And that was a fast Dragon right now. Ferelnor's actually on the top lane. He's trying to get that one turret down. And that would actually only be the second turret of the game for them. He may be careful that he doesn't get caught out of position, but they don't care. They're going to go straight for the inhibitor.
And Darren actually is on the top side. He's pushing that back out, so he's thinking Ferelnor was going to stick there. He's not going to be able to help out here, and this might be a 5-on-4. So this might be what Gambit's actually, or not Gambit, Ultimate's waiting for. They have the Shen ultimate available, but they do actually engage.
Aaron Air comes diving across. Who does he catch on towards? Simply tries to force him away. Kerp did actually get in there, got the Shadow Dash. There's the crescendo. Not really doing a great deal. This is all disengaged right now for Gambit. They may be able to get it. The ball delivery system on Kerp, you can see it's on his head. Has got Shockwave still available. Instead, they don't go for it. They did defend off the turret. They took about half their push. Kraton goes aggressive. Alexis wants to get towards him. He dives away from it just at the right time. Now Kerp's in trouble. He's going to get a call out. The Shockwave there. Alexis goes down. Darian's going to be the next focus target. Meanwhile, we do see Kerp at the side there going down. It's a 1-for-1, and it's going to be Alexis down. But look how low Darian is. Look how low Darker is. But they can't follow it up. They can't chase it. Kraton's taking low as well. And, well, everybody backs away. This may be the time, though, the alternate get that middle turret.
They should be able to get it easily based on the health that Gambit has. And you saw Creed in there. He baited that Lissandra ultimate. He baited Alex in because he knew if he went in right now, he would be able to get out just in time. Using that flash yet again, that thing has been on cooldown more than it's been off cooldown the entirety of this game. And it was an overall great play because once Alex died, once Cretan escaped, no one was there to kill him, and he was there to clean up.
Fantastic play there, and that's actually brought Alternate back into this a little bit because now the gold lead is a lot closer. We did just pick up those two turrets, the top and the middle turret. And, well, 19-15 the kill score, 32 minutes into this game. A very tight matchup between the top of the league, Alternate at 5-0, and Gambit, well, they're only at 3-2. I believe they are joint third.
And as I mentioned, before, Gambit, they're just countering an Alternate with this extreme aggression. And there's one thing that you have to point out is that Alternate is the second fastest Baron taker. They've never had, or first Baron taker, they've never had Baron taken from them. Gambit's third, but those are about 25, 28 minutes into the game, and we're already 32 minutes in, so it's pretty much Gambit saying, no, we're not going to fight you over objectives, forget those. We're just going to fight you head-to-head, and we're going to win those fights flat out.
Well, we know who the crowd want to win this one. The question is, have they got it in them? Because Alternate have managed to counter the last few fights, and actually, I think it started to give a problem for Gambit. We saw how quick Alex H went down while everybody else focused on Kerp. And Kerp, he's going to get stronger. He's going to get tankier. He's got that Giant's Belt on there. That's probably going to get built into another fat item. Whether he's going to go Warden's Mail maybe to deal with Genja, because Genja's becoming a problem as well. He's now got Infinity Edge on. He is going to be doing tons of damage.
And just as you mentioned that Kerp, he's only going to get stronger. Genja is going to get only stronger, obviously, but a lot quicker and a lot more. I can't think of the word. He's going to get a lot stronger, a lot more quickly.
He's going to give more. That's all he's going to give.
But because of the items that he's going for, like, Kerp will get tankier, but a Last Whisper will counter that, so it won't matter too much. He's going to be able to do some extreme damage to Ferelnor's, not to mention Cretan or J-Reef. They do catch him, but with this Oracle picked up by Gambit, it looks like they might potentially want to bait Alternate into a Baron fight, where Gambit does have the advantage of position here. And if you look on the map, alternate, where are their wards? They are non-existent at this point.
And that's why you see Jay Reed's just gone back. He needs to get them wards, and that's what he's done. He's tried to pick them up. But honestly, they're not really in a position to try and fight in that middle area. The middle ground that Gambit has full vision over. The Oracle on Diamond Prox is clearing out all of the Baron. They've taken every single little spot of vision away. And they may well start this one off. Genja actually just plunking a shot off to him.
What?
Quickly getting healed upon Darker.
Who procced it?
I think Genja did, then he shot it as he passed.
I was going to say, like, Baron just randomly hitting people.
Oh, they know where they are. Hawk shot comes off. They spot Aranea. He's actually going to go face checking into it. It's Diamond Prox that goes in. Have they got a defense, though? And the ball goes straight in towards Aranea. Runs away from that one. They have got a ward in that bush, and this is going to be a close fight.
And look where Kerp is. He's not positioned to get in this fight. Someone's going to die before he gets there.
Stand United will be available. As Ferenlord actually got caught there. There's the wave coming back. That's going to wash up, but that is an ultimate burn. Aranea is going to go in for this one. Still not really catching it. Shockwave on towards Alex Ditch, but the damage is not following through. There's going to be the crescendo on towards Aranea. Can they get on towards him? Kraton is going to take him very low. They do manage to get Genja down. Now they're on towards Diamond Prox. He needs to get away from this one. Arcane shifts away. Tries to get away from this one. J-Ree's got the Aqua Prison available in just a second. Flashes away from this one. Where are the Ross? Alexic survived. How the hell did he live? It doesn't matter because Kerp's gone down, and that so far is a 3-for-1, and everybody from Alternate has to back away.
And Alternate committed every single amount of CC they had for Alexic. You saw the 3000 ELO Shockwave come out, which honestly looked like a med wave, just because it only hit Alex. They wanted to kill him, and he's like, that's cool, I have Zonius. And then Zonius was like, that's cool, I have my ultimate. Like, you cannot kill me. He survived the fight, and because of that, you just saw the rest of Gambit just hammering down Alternate, killing the tankiest members.
And that's going to be a cocoon landing on Kraton. He's going to be able to get away from this one now. Can shift. He's trying to bait them in a little bit longer here, trying to keep them around. Doesn't want them to go for that Baron, and does manage to get damage down. Wow, this game right now is definitely one to watch. Tell everybody that is not watching, and just wonder why. Because it is 22-16. High-scoring game, 47.8k to 53.9. Still pretty close in the gold, 6,000. When you talk about percentages, it is not above the 10% mark. Very, very close.
And we're coming into that point of the game.
It is above 10%.
Don't worry, I followed you into that. I still believe you, even though the numbers prove that wrong.
Say it convincingly. Everybody believes you.
Exactly. But we're coming up to that point right now, Demon. 36 minutes in. People are hitting level 18. Well, actually, there's already quite a few 18s, but people are hitting that point where if you die, you're going to be dead for a while. Alternate, they're going for Dragon here. This will be their second one of the game because they did smite still one earlier. No one in Gambit's in position to stop this, so it should be free for them. But if someone dies, like, you're dead for, 40 to 70 seconds, let's say. And that is a lot of time where anything can happen, especially since Gambit already have everything down the middle lane down except the inhibitor turret. So that would be a guaranteed inhibitor. And honestly, most likely a guaranteed win if they do get a clean ace against Alternate here. And for Alternate's side, they've only gotten 3 turrets the entire this game. They still have the inner turret to take down, the inhibitor turret to take down. But if they survive with enough members, they have the damage they need to just push through.
This though, the Gambit normally always on that the moment it spawns the Dragon. If they are starting to get a little bit shady on their Dragon control with their timers, are they starting to get a little bit flustered here by what Alternate are doing to them? Kerp backing off in that tri-bush, almost got face checked. It would have been probably safe to get away from that one. The rest of the team are showing themselves in this mid lane though, and Gambit, they really want the Baron now. They're trying to bait Alternate into the Baron dance because they know this dance.
Yes, they do. I mean, they've done it how many times in the past already, and going back to what you're saying about Dragon, to me, I actually think Gambit, they just don't care about Dragon anymore. Like, the thing is, they're not going to lose because of, an extra couple hundred gold. Like, they're not going to lose because of that. What they're going to do is, if they're going to beat you, it's going to be in mechanics. It's going to be just the facts of how they outplay you in a team fight. And that, 1,000 gold is not going to really mean much in the end to them. So it looks like they're just trying to, get over towards Baron. Like, you mentioned, like, also they went for Dragon, but that gave Gambit the free control over Baron.
Well, that Ironborn Gauntlet, it's starting to do work there. So Darren getting caught out. And now with that on, is that going to be enough for Kraton to kite around? Because he's been the focus every time.
Oh, no.
Despite the fact he's the focus, you see Kerp, he's been continuing to split push, has got Stand United available.
That's the thing, that's why I said oh no to, he's split pushing now. So Gambit, their aggression, they realize it's that point in the game where if we can't keep fighting over and over. So we have to, time these fights or calculate these fights perfectly. And Kerp is able to start split pushing, so this might create a big problem for them. He's still only at 160 CS after 38 minutes, and Genja was the one forced to pretty much control him here, which you need him there. Like, look at his items. He has the damage. He's sitting on 2,300 gold as well, so he'll have that last Whisper when he does go back. And this is really going to be intense here, Demon.
Is he going to go last whisper, or is he going to go for attack speed? He is going for last whisper.
Yeah, so with Ashe, like the old way you used to build her was like an IE last whisper, because you didn't need attack speed since you could kite. So he's not really going to go for that, not to mention he's blue build anyways, or green. What's blue and red?
Yeah, it's not really blue. It's like
blue, red, and yellow.
But the ice going to be Araneo. Actually, Darian goes in, misses the cocoon out. They thought about turning that around, tried to bait out the aggression from Alex Ich. While this is all happening, by the way, for Relenlord, he's continuing to push that top wave. He's going to have to teleport back, but he's in vision of a ward.
He has home guard boots, so it's okay. So he'll be back in time and here for the fight if, when they actually do finally get to this turret. That's all about. They haven't gotten a perfect combo off just yet against Gambit, and that could be the one thing they need to win these fights. We are going to see potential engage coming in.
The turret very low. Araneo, actually, the ultimate used from Alex Ich. That may be a mistake. The shockwave missed. The shockwave missed from Frello. They're going to spot that. The crescendo, though, that only caught one person as well. Kraton goes in. It's going to be the standing down giant dash towards him. Will they get the shadow dash across? Everybody backs away from it. And, well, you see Gambit. He's looking to try and get in there. It's Gambit, just one person. It's going to be 5 people trying to get in there at the moment. But Alternate do defend them once again. That inhibitor turret's so low right now.
And you look at who won out in the end of that fight, and I have to say it's Gambit, even though the Alternate's pushing because of their cooldowns. They're a lot quicker for them, so they're going to be able to fight relatively soon. But Kerp, he's going for this. He wants to apply this pressure, and right now, if you look on your minimap, Genja and Alex Ich are nowhere near this, but they might flank him. They might be there on purpose.
Well, they may be, but remember, there was a lot of ultimates used there, and it's actually Alternate that have got the better ultimates available just right now, which is why they're being more aggressive. You can see Alex Ich, he's still sticking around in that bottom river. He hasn't gone back yet. He's going to try and flank them like you mentioned. He's going to come around the side. It's actually Kraton. He wants to get on towards Kraton. Has been caught a little bit there. Araneo has to go defensive. They're going to go straight in towards Alex Ich. He's stepping off the side. It's one's it going to be? He's just stayed. He's like, where am I going to go? The hawk shot used. That's perfect. And he's just going to back away. He's going to go on towards Kraton. He catches on towards him. Hasn't got the damage, though, and forces him away. I cannot believe they didn't find Alex Ich there.
Oh, my gosh. My heart stopped when I saw that hawk shot coming in. I was like, oh, okay, that's his own team. Whew. They're not going to see him there. But it looks like now they're going to be sitting up at Baron yet again. They still have an Oracle on Darker, though he's low on mana at this point. His Crescendo's not up just yet. The waves, in terms of lanes, are only pushing towards the top side right now. And look at Darian's items, like he realizes what the damage is. He has double Negatron cloaks. Baron's being started for Gambit. Edgeworthy's going to come in. They're going to spot in here, and also they're going to try to stop this. They have to.
Barrage comes across. Araneo comes in, gets the fear proc on everyone. Is it going to be enough? Aqua Prison doesn't really land. Araneo is going to be the focus target. They want to get rid of that smite. They're trying their best to get rid of it. Genja does take down for Relenlord, though. But look at Darian and Darker. They're taken so low. They're having to back away from this one. Diamond Prox, he's being kited. Kraton's trying to get on towards him. They use the wave. They managed to knock him back. But still, Alternate have to back away from this one. It was a 1-for-0 fight, but they're not done yet. They're continuing to chase.
Alternate, unfortunately, I went back and looked at the replay really quickly. Relenlord missed his ultimate. He used it on no one on accident because the ball popped right back to him when we saw Araneo go in. So that might have actually completely turned the fight around. That could have won in the game, unfortunately, like it did, or not fortunately, like it did in the summer promotion tournament. But luckily for them, that Alternate had the damage they needed to push Gambit away, and they didn't allow him to take that Baron. So that mistake is going to be brushed over. And then again, it's not really about the ones you hit. It's usually about the ones you miss.
Oh, Alex Ich getting interrupted by Kraton there, actually. Trying to push on towards him, but it is going to be Gambit starting off the Baron this time around. Alternate not really in a position. Relenlord is still down. It's going to be a 4v5 if they engage for this fight, but there's still a lot of ultimates. Crescendo is available. We see Araneo once again going in there. Diamond Prox tries to go in towards him. Kraton comes around the side, kiting on towards him. Is Kurt they're going to dive in towards. They may have the damage. Tree Shot Barrage comes back across. Alex Ich taken very low. They're going to try and turn back on towards him. Sonya's Hourglass comes out. Diamond Prox gets the 3-talent strike, knocks Araneo in the air. He will go down eventually. No, the Stand United comes out from Kurt while this is all happening just around the back. Relenlord's back involved as well. Kraton's trying his best to kite on towards them, and they're going to see, he gets the Stand United, dash on towards him, Shockwave back in there. Kraton goes down eventually though, and for Relenlord, he's got nothing left to do. He's all on cooldowns. He's got no blue buff. He's going to get dropped down. Gambit are going to clean up. Genja manages to pick up the kill. It's now 26-16. This is a bonkers game, and it is going to be Gambit that pick up the Baron.
Oh my gosh, everyone is so low at this point. Araneo, he's trying to come in, he's trying to go for a steal here, but honestly, he cannot afford to die. He's just trying to lure them away. Alex is pretty much guarding them, but he has no mana to do anything anyways. Obviously, he has that free spell cast Gambit. They're getting the Baron ever so much lower, and Araneo is not positioned to get in there.
Araneo is in no low position. Is he going to try it? No, he's not. Alexic, well, he's got no mana. He's going to try and run in, but instead he's too late. He's going to have to use that ultimate to get out. The Ignite takes him down from Alexic. Full control now for Gambit, and that turns the gold advantage to 8,000 gold, but more importantly, they have 4 minutes of Baron buff.
On all 5 members, that's the key point right there too. We had also 2,000 gold plus on 3 different members of Gambit. We see Amarillo Nomicon actually picked up right now for Alex, so he has that ridiculous cooldown reduction. And I'm curious to see what the rest of Gambit's going to pick up here. Is Genja, he's sitting on 2,400 gold himself, so he actually, I think he's going to go for GA.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. He kind of needs it. Oh, well, where do we go from this one? Alexic is going to pick up the blue buff. We just saw earlier on, blue buff was picked up by Genja in that fight and kind of was needed for Ferelnord. He just got that to that fight a little bit too late. And honestly, Creator went a little too deep on the aggression as well, I feel. Maybe, just maybe, they should have stepped away from that fight, but it doesn't matter because Gambit, they managed to capitalize on it. And Creaton, we see down the bottom, they just have to keep those waves clear. They have still got the inner turret in the top lane and bottom lane, remember, but it's going to be that middle inhibitor turret that is almost certainly going to be the focus of target. Focus of target, whatever you'd like to call it. That was what I was aiming for.
Oh man, this is starting to remind me of a game of COG Dignitas in week number 1 of NALCS where the fight, it just lasted
We're not going to get 72 minutes.
We're not going to get 72 minutes,
no
but
chance.
Just constant fighting. And Gambit, 5 members pushed up with this Baron buff. They have a GA now on Genja. They have Zhonya's already on Alexic. They get the first inhibitor turret here. Is Ultra going to defend this? I'm pretty sure they're going to have to give it away.
They're going to have to back away from this one. There is a Baron up Gambit. And how many times have we seen Gambit take that first inhibitor and finish the game within 2 minutes? A lot.
Yeah, I was thinking like how many, but it's not very easy to come back against Gambit.
You could have just come out with a number. Everyone would have gone, wow, he really knows his stuff.
It's actually like 90% of the time that Gambit takes first inhibitor, they'll win against you.
This inner turret, I honestly don't think Alternate want to defend this one. I don't think they can. They have to try and shove back in towards their base. And how many minutes are left on it? Oh, look at that. It's about 80 seconds still on the Baron buff. So there's a long time for Gambit to siege this one out. They're going to try and keep them at bay, but they can tank it up. They've got the minions, and again, you see Alternate, they have to step away from this one. Every time this is an advantage, an objective, and gold all going towards Gambit.
Thing is, though, they have to defend this inhibitor. Every inhibitor you lose reduces your chances to win that or to come back in the game significantly. So they're going to have to go for a fight here relatively soon, and RNA delivering that ball might be the engage.
That's going to be Alexic going in, but immediately the Zonya's had to be used there. They do try and force them away, but the shockwave comes out. Alexic is going to go down. Is it enough? The turret's still fighting. Can they get on towards Diamond Proxy? Diamond Proxy's taken very, very low. Alternate can do it. The cocoon comes in though. There's going to be the ball on Genja. Genja just turns around and smacks him in the face with an arrow. And that is going to be Genja taking down the turret. And Alternate quickly turned the pace of the fight. It's 29-17. That was a 2-for-1 fight. But more importantly, it was an inhibitor for Gambit.
And Genja, he had something to say about Alternate getting back in that fight right there. They got Alex out right away, but unfortunately Ferelnord didn't survive that because he can't go up against the damage that Genja has, who's full build right now. I mean, obviously he can sell his boots for like a Zephyr or something, but in the meantime, Gambit, they're going to push towards the top side here. Darian's actually over towards the red buff of Alternate. And Gambit, they're backing away. They have 2,000 gold on Genja. They have 2,000 gold on Darian. They have 1,500 gold almost on to Darian. Sorry, yeah. Anyways, so they're going to be back in, picking up a couple more items here. And it's at the point where, what else do you pick up? And wow, even Alex Ich went for a GA.
Well, he has been the focused target, and he is the man that's been throwing himself in there, so why not? He's kind of... actually, to be fair, he was one of the first that always used to have it, so we're not really too surprised by that one. But Alternate, they're having to clear up the mess that is their base right now, and they have to try and sit this one out for as long as they can. Baron buff will have worn off from Gambit, and honestly, the fights were still very close, but the fact that they have super minions knocking down the middle and the bottom lane is going to cause a problem. We see the blue buff, that's going to get taken away. I think Alex or Genja's going to be having this one. Genja's coming into focus, so he will be taking that one away. And it's a matter of time before Gambit just bide it. And they're probably going to follow in the super minions. They're going to take this top inner turret first, though.
But you hit the nail on the head, though, that Alternate is still having a chance in these fights. And this is going to be it. This is going to be the final fight. Well, the final fight if Gambit wins on this inhibitor turret, because they cannot let this one go, period. They have to engage before the super minions get on those Nexus turrets, or they're going to lose. And Gambit, all they have to do is disengage and then rinse and repeat. Just do some extra turret, back away. So, if anything, we're going to see that ball delivery system coming in relatively soon. And Ferelnord, he actually picked up a Void Staff, so he's ready for this. They're going all out in this last fight. They're trying to defend this turret as much as they can, and with the blue buff Ezreal, it's really helping out. And Gambit, they're just buying their time. They're not even trying to take this turret down.
Oh, the shockwave was used. It only caught Darian, and that's surely going to be the trigger to go for Gambit. They do manage to poke them back. It was Genji he wanted, but that shockwave is down, and it's going to be down for at least 80, 70 seconds. And for Unlord, he's just going to have to run back to base.
That was 2 volleys that took him down to half health. That is ridiculous. And incoming solo queue, blue build Ashe, but here they go. They're going to go for some inhibitor turret.
They're going to dive in towards it. It's Diamondprox once again starting the charge. They get the knock up. There's the wave coming through. It caught absolutely no one. True Shot Barrage comes in. Alexis jumps on towards Frello. The arrow comes out from Genja. The crescendo comes out from Darker. The dive comes out from the audacious charge of Diamondprox. They're going to go on towards Kratos. The Fang sinking in. Kirp's using his ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. And Genja manages to take down one Nexus turret. He'll take down the second Nexus turret. And just like that, Gambit in Mother Russia pick up the first win of the week, and it's going to be, more importantly, a big defeat for Alternate, who do not go the perfect score and end the week 5-1. We'll see how they can do tomorrow, but